Hi friends, this is Leslie from Mermaid Cove Studio, and I am on today to share a CraftspirAtion collaboration with my sweet friend, Denise Abate-Smith. We do videos twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays, and you never know what we're going to come up with. You never know what we're going to highlight, shout out, or use for our projects. Now, the whole idea really is to use up what we have. It didn't mean we weren't going to buy any more stuff. It's even better when somebody else gifts or brings it in for you. And I have the pleasure, the immense pleasure, of having received the new Frank Garcia from Prima Marketing collection. It is absolutely gorgeous. My sweet husband went to LA. He travels to LA pretty frequently, and he ends up asking me, honey, do you need anything from Frank Garcia? He's going to go visit his friend. And awesomely enough, Frank helps him with my little list, and the beautiful ladies in the shop always help. So, and they also encourage him to ask me if there's anything else I want. So I'm learning new things. We're gonna highlight some of these things in the coming weeks. We've got buttons and keepsakes. I'm fascinated with this. I'm learning how to, we're going to try, I've tried the foam clay in here. I don't like the texture after it dries. I don't like it at all. I don't know. I'm not a fan. But I do have plaster of Paris we're going to try. And I also have resin. And lovely Wren helped my husband. She added the product I needed so that I could be able to paint on the resin. So we'll be showing that in the coming weeks. There's so many beautiful things in the collection. And I always have the amounts that I like. I like 1 12 by 12, sometimes 2. Sometimes I'll get another one. 2 8 by 8 and 2 6 by 6. Now, if I'm not sharing those, one goes in the stash, and then I use a lot of ephemera, 6 by 6 and 8 by 8 are the pads that I mostly use. And I find for my bigger projects, I'm right here, and I sparingly use the 12 by 12 because sometimes we miss out on the 12 by 12. So most of my projects are not ginormous or huge, so I can totally get away with this size of paper. So what I created from this stunning paper is this lovely file folder folio. Say that 3 times really fast. And this tutorial is actually from my sweet friend Denise. She did a tutorial, and I will link it down below. She's done a couple projects, and she's shown and talked about in her videos a different variation. So she showed one, did a tutorial, and then she did another one where she decorated it, and they're beautiful. Now, I know that these file folders can come in different sizes, and I used what I had. Surprisingly enough, it was not a hot mess file where it had been used up and written all over. But I think for the most part, I followed the tutorial. There might be some slight differences because as I told Denise, I am a hot mess express lately. I just have not been able to get my act together, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there. I'm getting back to whatever normal is. I don't know if that's ever a word in my vocabulary, but this is what I created with this stunning it's so beautiful. I love the muted tones, I don't know, the browns, the bears, the little dolls. They're just absolutely gorgeous. The buttons, all of the words that were in here, I used memories and journey, and thought they were perfect. There's a lot of beautiful words in here. So what I did is I popped up on foam tape. I don't know if you can see, maybe from this side. It's not too thick, but just a little bit of lift off of the paper. Is this stunning girl in, I love the outfit. It's gorgeous. French couture. Anyway, the bear. I always love flowers in my ephemera, and I love layering them up. And this stunning vintage button. And I actually do have vintage buttons in my collection. I don't collect, but I do have vintage buttons in my collection of buttons. I have some beautiful Swarovski type buttons that are genuinely vintage, and I pull them out and I look at them and then I put them away because I don't know what I'm going to use them on, but they might be fun to use on something like this. I'm not quite there yet. I've actually used them in beading projects, vintage bracelets and stuff. So all of this, I did some vintage gold foil paper on the background and then layered it up. So we've got a little bit of layering there. And then everything else was layered on the front. I love these button cards. And then we open up in here. My closure is odd because the magnets that I set up in here, which are, it's right up underneath of here. Here, they're like right around, right here. They're not holding, and they're not holding because I overstuffed and layered all of that good, the things that I do. I also did a lot of distressing on it. Not sure if I love the amount that I did, but this is my first project. I always get my first project out of the way with the collection, and I do love file folders, so what a cool combo. I did not put a pocket here. What I did is I've got this adorable thimble. We've got a frame with a bear that I tucked in together, and we've got a tuck spot back here. And I do a lot of this. I didn't want to hide anything. Not hiding any papers. Check out this beautiful button. It's so pretty. Okay, we'll go over to this side. The sewing machine is gorgeous. And there are several different ones in here. I do sew. I enjoy sewing. I haven't done any sewing in a while. And that's because I've been playing with paper. In here, I'm going to try to show this. Right here is a pocket. Let me see if I can get this out. Here we go. I think this was the right amount of distressing. I got carried away with my ink. Everything about this paper is gorgeous. So what I did is out of the 6x6, I took one of each piece of paper and covered everything. So here's another sewing machine, and this was just a scrap piece of paper, and I cut it just to fit right down in here. I did not want to waste one little bit of this gorgeous paper. And this project was perfect. I think it's perfect for leftover paper. Like you could go in your stash and do a complete project. Here is another words from the collection, and I popped it up a little bit. I've got this sweet little girl with her adorable little sewing machine. I started sewing when I was 8 years old. I bought my own sewing machine when I was about 10. I bought myself an old Singer sewing machine, the one that was in the stand with in the old table with the foot pedal that you had to pump. I don't know if I'm aging myself, but I taught myself to sew, and I made myself little outfits, little extra things for school. Over here, we have got, let me see. I'm going to pull this guy out. On this side, now you can see, I'm going to link the tutorial for you. You can kind of see, I don't think I put it together the way that Denise did. I'm not sure. I haven't gone back to look. She did encourage you to try like however you wanted to. And I think that I just put it in and I made it all the same size. But we've got this page here. I took the little swans. They're so pretty. And I made it a tuck spot. And I put a word across it. So really, you can take, I've got all those little 2x3 pictures that can be put in here. But we know I don't put pictures in things very often, except I recently did. The bears. Oh my gosh, the bears are absolutely adorable. Another tuck spot. Right back here. And I just glued little sentiments on it. I mean, there's so much ephemera out of the 3 different packages that I got. So much. It's like 2 of everything in each package. It's a lot. Here's another sweet bear. It's another tuck spot. She's also got some little words glued across here and a story, sweetest story. Over here, a set of bears. And I pop them up, and there's also a tuck spot behind there. I put a butterfly. I like things sticking out of my books. And then some more words up here. Everything about the paper is gorgeous. Okay, and then we've got this flip. We have got, a pocket here. So I didn't let anything go to waste. And to be honest with you, I probably used a total, I used one of each. I think there's 8 designs in there. Let me look and see. There are 8 designs in the packet. I pulled out 8 pages, one of each, and then there's a couple that I pulled another one out just to add some stuff. But literally, this is all the scrap I have left from the things that I did. And I'm pretty excited about it because you don't waste the paper. I used some of the ephemera to put into the pocket, and I brought her forward. I've got another pocket on this side, and I've got a couple things in it. So I made a couple tags, very simple tags. And here is this gorgeous sewing machine with flowers and all that good stuff on it. It's beautiful. The colors are just gorgeous. I stayed with the muted, the browns, and this was the color of the file folder that I had. I didn't have anything fancy. I've got right here, I have got this belly band where I put the dress form on it. So what a cute dress. I put the stacked books on there. That is so sweet. I love making stacked books, but I love adding them here. And then I have got a few pieces of ephemera that I put here, but here's also just simply a piece of cardstock, and I just put it right back in here. I added this sweet ephemera bow, and then this card with the buttons on it. So beautiful. There. And there's this really pretty book. We keep all our sewing secrets in there. I don't really know, but that's what I would do. And then over on this side, there are no pockets. All I've got is this right here. And I think I showed that already. So this is my file folder. I think it turned out really well. I enjoyed the process. Denise did a phenomenal job with her tutorial. She gave you lots of options to do your own thing with it. And I loved that. It gave me lots of choices. I might change out this part right here. I may just leave it. I'm thinking, because I'm the one who messed that up, I may have to fix it. I might go ahead and bring my big eyelet holder and punch a hole and then do a smaller thing, because I'm not sure I love this. But if I love it enough, I might add some beads to it. A project is never finished. You know, you keep doing more with it. So, all right, this is what I created with Denise's file folder folio tutorial. I'll link everything down below. Thanks for stopping in. If you haven't liked, shared, commented, subscribed, please think about doing that. If you are doing anything with us, following along, and you're creating with us, doing the tutorials, Denise does some really great tutorials. I don't do tutorials as often, but go try out this project and hashtag Scrappy Happy so we can see, share it with us so we can enjoy it with you. The fun projects that we are making. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you soon.